Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Mental Health Monday to all of you guys. Welcome. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Soyage Mental, where we speak about how to take care of our mental health. In this channel, I provided information. It's information only. If you feel like you need a therapist, I do encourage you. You can reach out to me, or you can reach out to your doctor, or you can reach out to your community to seek the help that you need, because everything we put in this channel, it's for information purposes. This is not therapy, you guys. Welcome back to all of you guys who's been here. I believe in this today that I'm recording this video, we have 220 subscribers. So I wanted to welcome all new subscribers and all old subscribers. The one that's been with me since the beginning, welcome. And the one that is new, welcome. So happy Monday, you guys. Today we have another subject. We have another disorder under the neurodevelopmental condition that we've been talking about. I wanted to say since August or maybe July that we've been talking about. And yes, it is still under children mental health. With this subject, the one I have now, we do see it later on live as adulthood. But most of the time, some of those things we can also see them in children. So before I go over with the disorder and the subject, the topic that I have for today for you guys, I always stop right here in the part of my video so I can ask you guys, what did you do last week to take care of your mental health? I know last week I did not drop a video. I took a week off. But I hope you guys did implement something to take care of your mental health. So what did you do? What did you do to take care of your mental health? Because I always encouraging you guys, the same way you do something to take care of your physical health, you do something to take care of your dental health, vision, your house, your car, you also need to do something to take care of your mental health. And I might be biased, but if you do not take care of your mental health, to me, your mental health is as important, even if it's not more important about your physical health than your mental health. Because without your mental health, without my mental health, I will not be here today doing this video. I know that for a fact. Without your mental health, you might not be able to get up today. Without your mental health, you might not be able to get up to go to work. Without your mental health, you might not get up and shower, which is taking care of your physical health, right? So I believe our mental health is as important, even if it's not more important than physical health, vision, dental, and so on. And I'm not saying none of those things are not important. They are too, because your dental health, everything that go inside of you pass through your mouth. So your dental health is as important, because you can literally poison your own self if you don't take care of your mouth, right? Your dental care. So what did you guys do to take care of your mental health? While you guys are thinking, I want to share with you guys what I did to take care of my mental health. Something that I did last week to take care of my mental health. And again, I do not know where I learned this from. I do not know if I learned it from culture. I do not know if I learned it from the way my parents raised me, or religion, or society. But I used to believe crying is a weakness. I used to believe if I cry, that is showing sign of weakness. Until I went to therapy, and they also tell me, no, crying is not a weakness, and I practice it. So that's what I did last week to take care of my mental health. I cried, because we have 3 different types of crying in our body, actually. So you see me talking to you, every time I blink my eyes, there's tear that clear my eyes. So that is one type of tear. When you are cutting that onion, and then your eyes watering, that is another type of tear. Or when you hit your nose, sometimes, like, if I hit my nose, I see my eyes watering. Or when you want to sneeze and you don't sneeze, your eyes watering. It's that same type of tears. But there's this special tears for us when we are going through some emotional distress issues in our life. And those tears, as a Christian, I do believe there's nothing in my body that God create is not good. And God create those tears for me when I'm going through emotional things or distractions to release them. And it's have shown, science, research have shown, when we cry, we release the stress tension in our body. We relieve our body from those tensions. And I know some people say, but Krista, when I cry, I have headaches. If you cry, you have headaches, it's because your body is like water. Your body doesn't have water. You dehydrated. So I do encourage you to drink water. If you notice you're crying in your body, you have a headache. And sometimes you cry because of the way you cry and tension in your face. Yes, you end up having these headaches. But I would also encourage you to drink water. The healthy crying, sometimes once you cry, you feel light. You feel like you wanted to sleep. You feel good. You feel relaxed. You feel relaxed. Okay? So I cried. That's what I did to take care of my mental health last week. What about you? What did you do last week to take care of your mental health? And I do encouraging you, when you are crying, let people see you crying. Do not be embarrassed or shame or guilt when you cry. I have children or adolescents that come to me and they're like, yeah, I never see my mom cry and I never see my dad cry. They are strong. They never cry. No matter what's going through them, they never cry. And here's mom crying in the closet, or crying in the shower, or here's dad crying in the dark or crying in the shower. So like there's people that's crying more than we know, but they cry in the dark because they're so ashamed to it. Now our kids growing up thinking nobody cries. Our kids growing up thinking my family members don't do it. They do not cry. So I do encouraging you, if you are a parent, siblings, if you have people in your life, for you to show them you are crying when things is distracted to you, when things are emotional to you, for you to show that, because that is a techniques and a self-care you are teaching your children to do. Okay? So that's what I did to take care of my mental health. While you guys are thinking on what you did to take care of your mental health last week, I want to move on with the subject that I have for today. So the disorder that I have for today, that is also in the neurodevelopmental under children. Yes, this one we do see it later on in adult, but most of the time you can see it in children, is all motor disorders. And yes, motor disorders is completely different than motor skills, right? So motor disorder. What is motor disorder? Motor disorder, so as us human beings, we do movement that is volunteer and we do movement that is involuntary. And motor disorder, it's actually involuntary, uncontrolling movement in your body. So it's like I do those movements without me wanting to do them. They're involuntary, and then I can't control them, but my body is making those movements. And with all motor disorder, like I said, it's come from the brain. With the motor disorder, it's impacted the nervous system. And our nervous system is all over our body. It starts in our brain and it's connected with our spine. And in our spines, you see all those nerves that go through all of our body, like to our fingers, to our toes. Like if you see the picture of your nerve system, you see it all over your body, but it's a connection to the brain. So think about all those nerves in your body and then they're not functioning well. They are malfunction. That is what is the motor disorder. It's those malfunction of your nerve and that becoming uncontrolling as well as involuntary in your body. I hope you guys understand the motor disorder. Now, in the motor disorder, there's 3 big disorders under it. 3 big ones. The first one, it's called Developmental Coordination Disorder. So this one, it's when you notice your children doesn't have, it's like your children doesn't learn or they don't have coordinations. So some example you can see with that is like your children is very clumsy. You never see a kids like nothing they have in their hands stay in their hands or in their body. Or if they walk around, oh my God, they drop everything. And sometimes you see those things it's attacked the children fine motor skills, even writing. You see those kids doesn't write neatly, even biking a bike. They're having issues with that. Even walking, dancing, forget it. It's like those other kids you say they have 2 left feet, it's like they're very uncoordinated. And sometimes it's attacking the organization skill of that child, the memory of that child. It's impacted, like I mentioned, the way babies, it's like the way they're crawling, they're unable to crawl, or even to grabs, they're unable to grab scissor, they're unable to cut. Sometimes those kids can't even know how to tie their shoes. Sometimes those kids can't even sit on their own. Sometimes those kids can't even jump. So their coordination is very off. And any of those neurodevelopmental, there's mild, there's moderation, there's severe, and there's profound. And remember, those things become a disorder if they are impacted the children's daily life. And those issues can impact their academic, their independent, even the way they socialize. So this is the developmental coordinator disorder. The next big one is the Tic Disorder. And normally you can hear that people say Tourette syndrome. So the Tic Disorder, it's when those kids are making those sudden and repetition movement and they can't control it. It's like they're doing it involuntary. They cannot control it. And you will see sometimes it can be body movement or it can even be vocal movement. You can see those kids are doing things with their facial. You can see those kids sometimes they're blinking or they're doing things with their mouth or they're doing things with their shoulder, like they're shrugging their shoulder. But those things they are doing, they can't do it, but they will do it. It will be quick movement. And it will be all sudden they are doing that. Sometimes vocally, it's like they are repeating a certain word, or they have one words they keep saying, or sometimes I see some kids are barking, they're like, oh! And it's out of nowhere they are doing that. So, and it will be very quick, it will be oh, where is that coming from? So that is the Tic Disorder. The other big ones that under the motor disorder is stereotypic movement disorder. The stereotypic movement disorder, this is when a person repeating movement with no reason. It's like there's no point of them doing those movements. Sometimes I see those kids are moving their hands, but there is no point. It's not like they're moving their hands when they're happy, or they're clapping when they're happy, or they're doing it when they're sad, or they're frustrated, because you have to be careful. Because some kids do this when they're frustrated, like when you take something away from them, they're like, but I want it. But imagine the kids do that or clap their hands with no point. Sometimes I also see some kids are beating their head in the wall for no reason, okay? Or sometimes I see kids are pinching themselves or biting themselves or hitting themselves, but there's no reason they are doing that. They just keep repeating those movements and there's no point of doing it. So those are the 3 big disorders under the motor disorder. We see the developmental coordinator disorder, We seen the tic disorder, that sometimes people call it Tourette syndrome. And then we also see the stereotyping movement disorder. Now, those are the type. Some of the cause of those things, like I mentioned, from a lot of those neurodevelopmental issues, one of the cause is genetic. If it is in the family, if it's one in the family, you might see the kids experiencing or the kids has it. Another cause is metabolic disease, like a disease like Wilson disease, that is a metabolic disease. Another cause is infections. If your kids were experiencing with some type of infection, and sometimes those infection can happen during birth or while pregnant or even in childhood. Sometimes some of those causes, it also can be medication that providing that. I also see some people experiencing with tremors or muscle tones issues with substance use, like drug use or substance use. Sometimes when we are evaluated those things, we have to rule that out, because if you are withdrawing from alcohol and you are shaking, we can see that happening, but that is not it is a motor skill issues, but it's not going to be a motor disorder. Another cause that we see, it's if your child have a type of injury, like trauma, head injury, that we see that. Some of the treatment for motor disorder, and like I mentioned, none of those are curable, but they are treatable. So some of those treatment are medication, occupational therapy, speech therapy, physical therapy, sometimes even surgery, mental health therapy, lifestyle modifications, such as like you need to manage your stress, because again, stress attacking the brain and the nerve system, and sometimes exercising. And I will even mention in certain type of food that you eat, so there can be some lifestyle modification that assisting with the motor disorder. But again, those are treatment. They are not curable, the issues or the condition. Now, like I mentioned in all of those videos, the early, the better. So if you are seeing your children is experiencing with some movement that is involuntary, that is uncontrolling, and they're telling you, yeah, I can't learn. I don't know, for some reason you're teaching them, they're unable to tying the shoes, or they're doing some movement that you are not sure about, you can always take that child to their primary physician, and the primary physician will do a little evaluation. And then once that primary physician evaluated, they will connect that child to the services that they need. Or if the primary physician do not evaluate that child, they will refer that child where that child can get evaluation. And the early, the better. I am stressing out that part, because we have seen children that is suffering through life with the disease when it could have been, they could have understanding it. They could have get some support, they could have get some type of therapy, and it could have make their life a little bit easier. Okay, so this is where we're going to end with our video for today. We always end our video with a dose of self-care, so I'm going to read our dose of self-care for today. So our dose of self-care for today say, believe in your magic. Believe in your magic. I don't believe, as a Christian, I don't believe in magic, like, the voodoo and things or whatever. But what I'm thinking self-care is mentioning is not those type of magic. It's like those things you can create. So you have to believe on the things you can actually create, on your own talents, on your own superpower, on the things that you make. You have to believe on that. Okay, so I'm here to tell you that. Believe in your own magic. Thank you so much for all of you guys who watched this video. If this is your first time and you learned something today, I will encourage you to subscribe, like, comment. If this is not your first time, I do encourage you to still like and comment. And also, if you felt like this video could help someone, share. You can share this video. I give you guys all the things to share and let someone find this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great Monday, you guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.